Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Tights Talk Tuesday. So we are talking to, is your channel Mr. Nylon?
You can just call me Mr.Nylon from Pantyhose talk.
Okay. And today we're talking to Mr. Nylon from Pantyhose Talk, which is also another YouTube channel on here where he talks about just about everything when it comes to pantyhose and tights and hosiery. So I was on his podcast, gosh, a couple of months ago now, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while, and I really wanted to bring him over to my channel. So now we're going to talk about all things hosiery. And we kind of came together and realized that there might be something that we don't necessarily agree on, and that is body stockings. So I've worn body stockings, but I don't love him. And I know that you had a couple pairs.
Yeah,
So why don't you
yes,
tell me about that?
I have three pairs. One's actually camouflage, like it's like blue. It's a camo look, but blue instead of green. And the other two is no, is all purple, and the other one's all white, basically. And these are the without the head part because there are different. Sometimes it covers the head, sometimes it doesn't cover the hand, sometimes it does cover the hand. These are the ones that covers the hand but no head.
So the reason why I don't like body stockings is because they are so dang hard to put on.
Yes.
Do you find that you have that issue?
Uh, it's mostly with the zipper. Like you definitely need. This is one of those things like a dress. Do you need somebody else to zip it up? But yeah, I think that's intentional because they kind of focus towards bedroom play. If I want to put it YouTube friendly, so that's kind of why I understand, and that's where I mainly use them. So I personally don't have that problem.
So mine didn't come with the zipper.
Okay, that's a weird one.
And so mine was basically impossible to get on. And I tore it in like three different places. So maybe that's what I'm missing. Maybe I need to try a body stocking again, but get one with the zipper because it was so uncomfortable. And then I couldn't get it off. I had to like tear it off of me.
That's a first for me. Because I don't claim to be an expert on the body hose because the first time somebody else introduced him to me, and his version was it covers everything: the head, the hands. It was from head to toe nylon, and it had a zipper. So and I had him put it on for me. But I never heard of one that again I'm not an expert, so but every single one that I've encountered had a zipper. Where you got the Amazon?
I got it from Amazon because I've gotten so many requests to do a body stocking. And I just like it's not for me when I wear tights, I'm wearing tights like out in the world. Like I don't necessarily wear tights for my partner. That's not necessarily his fetish,
Right.
but I wear them all the time because I like how they make me feel. I like how they make me look. So I wouldn't necessarily go out in the world wearing a body stocking. And so I had never tried it before, but I constantly got requests to try a body stocking. And so I just went on Amazon, which was probably my first mistake, right? Like sometimes Amazon just has truly awful, awful tights.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
went on Amazon and I just looked up glossy body stocking, and that was the one. I do have to preference that I have to get like plus sizes because even though I'm not necessarily a really big person, I have big assets and I need like enough space to get those in. And so maybe that was the issue that like I just got some like weird brand because I put in plus size. I don't know, but it definitely did not have a zipper and it was really not fun to put on and take off.
That just sounds so foreign to me because I've basically been around four or five pairs of body stockings and all has zippers. The only thing I could think of, but I doubt it was that, is a nylon cocoon. I have trouble saying that word, which is basically like a sleeping bag, but it's nylon. But I doubt it was that, right? Because those are easy to get in.
No, it definitely, yeah, I have never heard of the nylon cocoon. So, yeah, no, it was definitely a body stocking. And let me tell you, I destroyed it. I will never be wearing it again because I completely destroyed it.
Well, yeah, I I would understand the first bad experience. Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely. I don't know if it's the thing about body stockings. They're usually mostly for, I would say, bedroom play. Cause even if it's really cold, I don't think nobody will be wanting to wear a body stocking outside. So it's definitely something for me at least. Same thing with like, which is similar but made from spandex. The spandex suits, they're mostly for bedroom play, like for your partner and stuff.
I
But
mean, I've definitely heard of like latex suits.
yeah, though,
So I can kind of see how they would be like in a similar realm.
yeah, definitely spandex, nylon, leather suits. But I think leather just seem very tight, and that's not for me. That's not my expertise. But yeah, I can see definitely the part if you're not wanting to wear them because you don't want to wear them outside. I don't. I've never worn my spandex suits outside, even when it's like below 100. It's just I just rather wear like a layering of tights or something else.
Yeah, that's definitely something I do a lot is I layer when it's cold, but I don't necessarily live in a cold climate. So I don't get to do it that often, but I really do enjoy the look of like a good layered tight. And when I was living in Europe, I will say I did it far more often. Sometimes I would layer two, three pairs of tights on top of each other. I was that cold.
That's funny. It's a little bit of a side note. Do you know in Europe, or yeah, basically in Europe, they don't even have the word pantyhose. Everything is tights to them.
No, I didn't know that. I mean, we just called it hosen, but yeah, I did not know that
Yeah,
everything was tights,
yeah. To them, everything is tight. The word pantyhose is basically an American thing.
which is always so confusing. So I post a lot on Reddit, and that's where you and I connected was on Reddit. And I posted one time that I was wearing pantyhose, and I had a comment that was a person who was very upset that I used the term pantyhose for the tights that I was wearing because there is apparently a difference in some people's minds. And I think it's really confusing tights versus hosiery versus nylons versus pantyhose. Like, I do think that it kind of gets to be like a confusing world a little bit of like what is the proper term for this. But he sent me a whole long summary of how I was incorrect for calling this pair of tights pantyhose.
I luckily haven't come into I haven't come across somebody that upset. I would say, but I got in comment. Oh, do you know that? Because my old intro was basically like those 50s, 60s, stocking models. It was like a compilation with
Hmm.
those, and then it says pantyhose sock. And I mean, technically, I mean, he was right. Most of them were stockings, but my YouTube is called pantyhose. He's like, technically, those are stockings. I'm like, yes, I know, but that's what basically got me into pantyhose. That's why I use those old timey thumbnails or pictures because that's what got me into this fetish. So that's why I wanted to use them. But yeah, I definitely know there's people like that get real technical. I'm like, we get it. I just call basically everything pantyhose because it's just natural to me. But I know. I actually made a video. I don't want to self plug, but I made a video called Pantyhose versus
Oh no,
Tights.
plug all you want.
Oh, thank you. It's called Pantyhose versus Tights. It just comes down to the den. Like the higher the den, the it's basically if it's very high, it's basically tights. If it's very low, it's basically pantyhose. Basically, if you
Yeah,
could,
I heard that anything under 40, right, is considered pantyhose.
yeah, something like that. Or in an easier way, if you can see through it, pantyhose. If you can't see through it, tights. There you go.
But even I feel like even that is hard because there's some like tights that are supposed to be opaque and they just are just not opaque on me. So you can still kind of see through them. But I personally call everything tights. That's why my series is called Tights Talk because to me everything are just tights. So
Oh yeah,
I just didn't understand like this whole nylons and hosiery and tights and pantyhose. It's like it's a much broader. Oh, and then you have fishnets, which is a whole nother thing. So it's just like a much broader like there's way more specifics in this world than I expected there to be.
Yeah, you expect to be just this is hose, this is clothing. How hard like how subsection can it be? Oh, you won't believe it. Seamless pantyhose, shimmery glimmery pantyhose or tights, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
I have a pair of pantyhose. They basically look like oily pantyhose. I forgot the exact name, but
Mm,
yeah.
yeah,
So
I have a pair too like that.
yeah, I love those. But yeah, people are like what? My friend making joke was like, you look like you have a garbage bag in your legs. I'm like, it's a special type of pantyhose.
Yeah, I have a hard time wearing the super glossy and glittery pantyhose like or tights just out in the world because I do feel like people are like, what the heck? Why are her legs so sweaty?
They think you're sweating. Yeah.
Yeah, they totally think I'm sweaty. And so, like, if I'm going about during the day, then chances are I'm not going to be wearing like a shimmery or a oil slick type of pantyhose. I'm probably going to be wearing matte. But going out at night, I feel like I have a bit more freedom
Yeah.
to wear whatever I want because it could just be a part of the look. Like I love glittery, even though glittery doesn't love me because my goodness, they chafe like nobody's business.
Yes.
But I love glittery tights.
Yeah. My favorite is like glossy, oily type. I don't know. It's like the look and the feel. But yeah, at night you could definitely complement it with a dress that looks like the same look and versus the day where it's like people are looking at you like, especially you live in weather not so like you said, not so cold climate. So we're like she must be sweating under that thing. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, definitely at night you get more options to wear different type of tights that you will not normally wear during the day.
Oh yeah, I just love the way that like if you're going to a club or something, I love the way that the glittery and the shimmery and the like oil slick ones look underneath the light. I just think it looks so beautiful and magical versus like a matte that I feel looks way better during the day because they make my legs look flawless, right? When it's nighttime, you can't really see the imperfections as much. And so you kind of have more freedom to play around.
Sorry for the background.
There's a loud motorcycle.
Welcome to I muted my thing for the podcast. Yeah, that's welcome to the hood. But yeah, definitely, definitely there's difference. The different type of day lets you wear different type of tights.
Do you generally wear your hose out in public? Or are you kind of more of just like an at home, comfortable, like, do you like to wear them like lounging around the house?
I at first when I did only wear them in the house, but I usually wear them when it gets colder. I live in depends on the right now it's summer, so I'm not gonna be outside with my tights or hose. But when it start getting to fall winter territory, I'll definitely wear them under my jeans. October since it's Halloween, I do wear them all month, especially on
Oh, really?
yeah, especially on the Halloween day. I get a little bit more brave and go in the costume that shows some legs, and I usually be in pantyhose.
Oh yeah, that's super cool. I almost never have to wear tights underneath my clothes. Like I can almost like even in dead of winter where I live, it's still not really that cold. And so I do like layering tights in terms of a lot of times I'll do tights with stockings on top or tights with fishnets on top. And that is like that's probably my favorite way to wear fishnets is when I have tights underneath them. But I do get pretty lucky in terms of being able to wear, but also like I never have a worry about wearing, tights out in public and what people will think about me. So I'm lucky in that way, right?
Yeah, yeah, but it's fine. Like I'm becoming more brave. Especially when it comes to Halloween in October, I wear almost the whole month, and people, and plus I live in a part where it's a bit more open minded, so people don't generally stare at me like that.
Yeah. when I was living in Europe, I definitely wore tights every single day underneath my jeans because just it's just so cold. So I can imagine like being in a cold climate all the time
Yeah.
and kind of being able to do that.
So yeah, that's the thing about body stockings. They're main, like I said, if there's somebody out there that wears them for anything else from that's not just the bedroom, power to you. But for me, body hose or any body hose, not nylon cocoon. There's usually more for the bedroom. So that's probably why, since you don't wear it for your partner, that's why you don't like them.
No, I just I just don't I just don't like body stockings are basically my thing is that if it's uncomfortable, I'm not gonna wear it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I had a pair of pantyhose that were uncomfortable. Like I actually had a pair of ballet tights. One
Uh-huh.
came in two pairs. One was gray, one was black. And the black one almost looked like the oily pantyhose that I mentioned, but that was just so tight that I'm like, nope, these are never going on again unless I just to do a photo shoot. That's about it. I haven't touched them in ages because it's so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I have a big issue with if they don't fit over my butt and I'm constantly having to pull them up, I'm not gonna wear them ever.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the way. Like, because it all comes down how comfortable you are.
Yes, and that is something that is super key for me is like the comfortability of an item. So like my partner has expressed interest in latex. I've never done it because I'm so worried that it's going to be like insanely uncomfortable to get on.
Oh yeah, that's. I mean, I'm open to trying anything, but as something as I will do in a regular basis, like wearing tights or pantyhose. I don't know about latex. Latex look really. If we're talking about body hose being tight, or hard to get into, latex looks oof.
Exactly. Exactly. And also like when you're wearing the body stockings, like how you'd have to take them off or you'd have to rip them in order to get to any of the good areas. Unless you get ones that are missing the,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
there are we call it crouchless body stockings. There are. I seen that variant. And there's
yeah,
also and
mine were not, the ones that I had were not that.
they weren't crouchless. And there's
No.
also and for the guys, they have some that have sheets for the you know what.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so it all depends on hopefully if you're gonna use it for bedroom spray, you're prepared. You either have the crouchless variant or the one for the sheath variant.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely did not, mine did not come with that. I'm going to assume that the ones that I got were not the norm and they were just the, like, kind of like those Star DY tights that you were saying that you also had.
Yeah.
Just not a good brand, not a good pair of tights.
I don't know if you remember because I've ordered. Obviously, I ordered some from Amazon. They took. Phew, I thought they were missing in translation because it took them like 3 months to get to me. Because
Oh my gosh.
most of the I noticed most of the those body stockings they come from a particular part of the world, and that's what.
Yes, I 100% agree and know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and they took forever. And I legit thought that like they forgot about it or they took my money and that's it. I was ready to refund, but then I got it like a couple of days later. I actually have a horror story that another person that was interested because of my photos. They wanted to order some, and they did,
hmm
and I told them, hey, when you getting them? Oh, certain month. That certain month came and he never got them. He had to ask for a refund.
No.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing, like the accessibility of getting them, because I've seen like outside of Amazon, I know some other sites that they have some body stockings, and I don't know why. Maybe because it's harder to make them, or it takes longer. Well, it makes sense to make longer. I mean, it take longer, but they always take time, that extra time to get to you. So that's another thing you got to deal with.
Yeah, I don't remember mine taking like super long, but I buy and I just receive so many pairs of tights that it probably took a long time and I just didn't even realize that it did.
The reason I because they were technically my first pair of body hose, so I was like really waiting for them because outside of that, somebody else introduced me to them. But
Yeah.
I just remember them. They took like at least 3 months.
Yeah, but you at least got one that had a zipper. I wish I had known that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm still wondering what type of body stockings you guys. This is weird. So I assume this is not. It didn't cover the head. Did it cover the head? Did it cover the hands? I just want to know.
No, it didn't. It didn't come with the hands were not covered.
Uh,
I want to say that the feet were covered, but and the crotch was covered. It just didn't have a head or hands.
that's another variant. Sometimes there's a variant that don't cover the feet.
Yeah, the footless ones.
Question: Is it? Are we talking about the one that? Because like I said, we met through Reddit, and in Reddit you post some pictures. Is it the one that you posted on Reddit?
Yes.
That
Yeah, it's the one that I posted on Reddit.
that you have a black leotard under.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Funny because I'm using that same picture as the background to this video.
I mean, it's a good picture, right? I
Oh
look good
yeah,
in it.
you look great in it.
I just don't I will say that I have gotten requests for more body stockings and I have politely declined.
So what you did with that pair? Did you sell it? Because I know you.
Oh, they're still up for sale. They're still up for sale if
Uh,
anybody wants them.
well, there you go, guys and gals. If you want some worn body stockings.
Yeah, I took them off and put them straight into a little plastic baggie so that they stayed how they were and they are ready to be sold because they're never going on my body again.
Well, yeah, like I can definitely understand after having to rip them off to take them off. Oof, that sounds like it does definitely add story to that picture now. Oh man.
Yes, yes, it definitely it was not fun. I had a moment of panic when I was trying to get them off and couldn't get them off on my own. And I was in my house by myself at the time, and I had a moment of panic where I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm never gonna get this off of me."
Uh, uh, I kind of had a little bit of panic when I first tried my own body hose. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, like the zipper was really something hard to get to, but I eventually got it, and I have kind of lost weight after that. So if I try them on again, there shouldn't be no problem. But yeah, that's the thing. There is for me personally, they're made towards like play in the bedroom, and or at least have somebody else to zip you up.
Yeah, I haven't tried them for that, but maybe that's something that my partner and I can discuss.
Well, there you
Of
go.
whether or not he wants to try them on before I get rid of it.
Yeah, cause like for outside, like for yourself, like I mean, I love the feel of nylon, obviously, on your body. So that's why I used to sometimes sleep on my nylon cocoon. I sleep
Hmm.
under there. But yeah, like but that's like a basically a nylon bag. You just easy to take in, like to slip in and out. But like a whole suit, like having trouble with to get in and on with the zipper, I just don't see the point of it just for yourself. But hey, I'm pretty sure there's some people that do it for themselves, but which is fine. But that's part of it because you don't have motivation outside of photo shoots to wear them.
Yeah, I have, and I think that that's probably the problem is that I really have zero motivation to continue to wear it if I'm just gonna wear it for 5 minutes, but it takes me 25 minutes to get it on and 25 minutes to get it off.
I know that
Is it
feeling
like at that point, is it worth my time?
exactly. And when you're content with just wearing tights or pantyhose, which yeah.
Yeah. Which also brings me to the topic of fishnets.
Ah yes.
So I have a lady who I work with occasionally. She has a hosiery brand and
Nice.
she has sent me in the past some tights that I have reviewed for her. And then she recently sent me another package with like all of her fishnets in it. And I've noticed that For me personally, fishnets are not necessarily what I run to because I don't love the feel of fishnets and I don't necessarily love how they make my legs look. But I do know that there is a big community out there of people who do like fishnets. So where do you kind of like land on this fishnets, yay or nay fence?
I say yay if I'm using them as layering to pantyhose or tights. By themselves, I just feel like I'm naked. Like I don't since this well depending on how the sorry, depending on how they the squares how big or small they are, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything. That's my thing. But if I use it for layering, like to make my tights look even extra look, I'll definitely use them. But not
Same. I really prefer them over a pair of tights because it is that feeling of one, I like the way that the tights make my legs look. They look like, that flawless look where you can't really see any imperfections. Whereas fishnets don't really do that,
yeah
right?
they
You can still see everything through them.
yeah like it's like you're basically wearing you're not wearing anything unless like they come I don't know how you say the term but they really the holes or the squares are really bunched up and they're like more compact. But at the end of the
Oh, the
day,
compression.
no, like it's just like because some fitness has like big holes like triangles and so whatever
Oh, uh-huh.
it's basically how they design them. Some of them have nice decoration like shapes and sizes. And it's to me, it's like you're not wearing anything sometimes. So I just wear them as a compliment to my tights, and like if I'm going for a look, that's
So
basically.
I used to wear fishnets when I was dancing, because I used to do like jazz dance and burlesque dance and all of that fun stuff. And I would wear fishnets when I was dancing, but always, always, always wear a pair of tights underneath, like the high compression dance tights. We would never just wear a pair of fishnets on their own. And I think that that's probably where I am coming from with this like notion that I don't necessarily turn towards fishnets because then that means that I would have to layer, and I don't necessarily like layering in the summer. And so for me, fishnets are more of a fall and winter garment than a spring and summer garment.
Yeah, that I feel basically the same. I do sometimes layer inside, like in the bedroom, obviously, because I got an AC or whatever. That's not as hot. But yeah, like I don't typically run towards fitness unless like I just want to do like a a bizarre look like with tights and fishnets together. But as their own thing, I know people. There's obviously a community for it that just likes fishnets, and that's fine. But for me, I only wear them as a compliment to tights or pantyhose.
Feel like I can't I feel like sometimes I can't wear fishnets because the people who are following me are more of like tights people. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
like, is it a waste for me to? I mean, obviously I'll do it because that might attract more subscribers.
yeah,
If they see that I'm wearing these pantyhose or these fishnets. But it's something that I do worry about occasionally, where it's like, are people gonna like them?
yeah. Are people gonna watch the video or watch a photo set if it's just fishnets? That's a
Yeah, if you're doing just fishnets.
Yeah, that's a risk when you like. I basically pigeonhole myself into anything pantyhose or ties. Cause it's basically the same. It's different then. But if I start introducing fishnets or something else, people are like, what are these? I'm like, yeah. I'll probably make a video about layering and all the different things I do with layering. And that's probably the only time I even mention fishnets. But yeah.
Yeah, because it is a very disconnected fetish, I think.
It's actually I'll say it like that. Even though they are made from nylon, some most of them are made from nylon, which is funny because I run a nylon Discord and people are like, oh, why are people posting fishnets pictures? Because technically it's a nylon secret society, not the pantyhose secret society. Because I don't know why. Because maybe I was thinking ahead. I know people are gonna be like that specific, and just let me call it nylon. So anything nylon goes. So there you go. We got a room for stockings. We got a room for fishnets and stuff like that. But yeah, some people really get technical with their thing with their feathers, which is fine. But yeah, fishnets and pantyhose sometimes don't go together.
Yeah, which I don't necessarily want to pigeon myself into this like mainly tights
Channel.
community, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this tights channel. Well, obviously for my YouTube because I do a variety of other videos that are not just tights or hosiery. But in terms of like outside of YouTube, again, I still don't really want to pigeon myself in this tights, even though that's what I wear the most often. But I do feel like it kind of stifles, like, I feel that it stifles my creativity sometimes because, like, for this particular company, I really do like their fishnets. And like I want to be able to like put that content out there and do I'm just like I'm a little bit worried that they're not going to do well. And I'm worried that she has like sent me all of these fishnets and then she's not going to get the kind of movement on them that she wants
Yeah.
because my subscribers are more into tights. But I mean, I would love to get into the sock game and like the feet pictures and stuff because I love my feet. I love them. I think that I have the cutest little feet in the world. But I'm like, where do I even start? Because people so like know me so much for tights. So like if I try and venture out of tights, is it gonna be successful?
Yeah, that's something you always gotta think about when you're doing content creation. Is that did I pigeonhole myself? Can I even venture outside this theme I picked? Like me, unfortunately, even though I'm all everything in my YouTube is about pantyhose in some way or another. Pantyhose articles. I'm starting a new series, which basically there's actually I found out on Amazon a bunch of books about pantyhose. I think the first one's called Pantyhose College. It's actually a book, like 55
Hmm.
pages. So I'm gonna do like read it, review it, see whatever. But yeah, but I noticed something that the videos that get views are really the ones when I do pantyhose models. When I talk about when I can find a little bit of bio of a. The last one I did was she was called Ken. She is called Kendra James. Did great. Now an unboxing of me unboxing pantyhose, not so great. So yeah, it's definitely in your head. Is this video gonna do good? Is it like in this invest and especially you because you got the added thing that people sending you clothing to try on and review. So yeah,
Hmm.
it's definitely always in your head. And I'm sorry. To be fair, I said fuck it. I like doing different content. I know what people like because I've been asked, oh, when's the next Pantyhose model video? I'm like, they're coming. It's just for me, for my sanity and my creativity, I just want to do different types of pantyhose related content. Like the next video is another pantyhose article. It's basically this. I don't know, wardrobe. Somebody that dresses actors for Hollywood, and her favorite.
Oh, okay.
I forget the name. I'm bad. But she basically lists her favorite pantyhose, and
That's
that
pretty cool, actually. I mean,
yeah,
I think that's interesting.
yeah. And I just read the article. I didn't put the camera on. Uh, goddamn. Living in the hood. But yeah. I because kind of shy if you notice. So I actually do wear my. I actually put on the camera. I cosplays as female characters. So I put on my cosplay and read the article and then give my thoughts. And I actually love doing those. Those are, believe it or not, those are my second favorite videos. So I said, fuck it. If it doesn't do good, obviously you want it to do good because I think me and you want to make YouTube a career or something that at least could
Yeah.
pay some bills. But for my sanity, I just put up. It is like it's always gonna be pantyhose related, but then I just do whatever to a certain extent.
Yeah. I mean, I really do want to get in the soccer game. That's like my next. I mean, that's like a overall goal because the amount of socks that I wear
And
is
that's
insane, right? Because I don't wear pantyhose or tights every single day, right? I don't.
and
And so I just can't like I can't make content every single day because I have, I have another job, I do other things, and so it's not really like conducive to my lifestyle. I also live in a really warm climate, but that just doesn't necessarily work for me. However, the amount of socks that I wear is like about three times more than the amount of pantyhose that I have. And so, like, getting into that would be so cool, but it just doesn't, that content. I have found myself a great home here in, the tights community, and I love the tights community and the hosiery community. And so of course, I want to stay here, but I also would like to kind of expand a little bit. So if the subscribers would tell me if they want me to start doing sock stuff, that would be amazing because I would, or even like just like just feet stuff, I'm okay with.
do you have? Oh, which is funny. Again, I don't want to self plug or tap myself in the back. I just recently unlocked the community tab. Do you use that a lot? The community tab, make polls and stuff.
No, I don't. On YouTube, I don't. I don't. I tend to do it on Instagram. So I do a lot of stuff on Instagram and Instagram stories, but YouTube, I don't. I should. I was actually just talking to my social media consultant. She's amazing. And she was saying that I need to start using more of the YouTube functions, like the tools that they put out. And so like, I need to start doing more stories and I need to start using the community tab because I have never used it before. So maybe that's a good first poll for me to put up.
Yeah, I definitely plan to use the poll, but I definitely prioritize because I got a Patreon. I don't think you have a Patreon. I've
No, but I have other pages.
Okay, yeah. So that's obviously since they my patrons are paying or supporting me in that little extra, they get stuff first. But yeah, I'll definitely gonna start using the YouTube tab, community tab.
I mean, I have a Patreon. I just don't use it because I found it to be confusing.
That's fine. I understand.
Yeah, and I even hired a consultant, and he was amazing. Like, who kind of like taught me the basics of everything. I just couldn't figure it out the same way that I could figure out other sites.
Okay. Do you have
I mean,
patrons? People supporting you to Patreon.
I don't anymore, but I did, right? Because
Okay.
I'm not active on it. So I did for a while. I did set my membership quite high though, which could have
Okay.
been, yeah, I think that my membership was $25 a month.
Ooh, saucy.
I know, but I just, you know, I have to.
No, we like
There's other sites where my membership is low, but I make money by them purchasing other things, right?
right.
So like purchasing photo sets or purchasing videos, that kind of thing. And this is all like, hosiery related. I'm
Yeah.
not doing,
And
I'm not doing stuff that I would be afraid to tell my parents. Like,
right.
it's all hosiery related. But they can purchase that, and that's why I have my membership set at a much lower price. But on Patreon, I couldn't do that. It was one membership, and then I couldn't have them pay for more. And so I had to make it worth uh,
The
the
time.
amount of time that I put into the posts.
Gotcha. Gotcha. What I do is add different tiers. The first tier is only $1. Basically, $1, $5, and 10. Ten's the highest.
But do you find that it's that you start to get confused on what you posted for this tier and what you posted for that tier, or do you have a pretty good groove?
To be fair, I only have like what four, so it's really easy for me to know who to give what. Like the most, I also keep it. I don't do anything basically that I wouldn't want to tell. Well, it's a bit different for me, but nothing. sexual. Put it that way. All I do is show my legs. I'll take the first tier. Everybody gets first peek of my videos. There, like I already have my next that article. That video about the article reading about the wardrobe manager that her favorite pantyhose. They had it for like a week already. Uh,
Oh, so you do like a week in advance. They get first look, and that's for everybody who supports your Patreon.
oh yeah, like so it depends on because that one was special because I for me and for my channel I in my brand you could say I post a video once a week so everybody knows. Hopefully you'll get a video once a week because I do have another job and that job is very high maintenance if I'll put it that way. So sometimes I'm just tired and I missed last week and so I just made two videos and I gave them the second video way ahead in advance. That should come out. It should be coming out this week for YouTube. But it's usually like a couple of days in advance, like 3 or 4 days.
Hmm.
So and that's for everybody. Set the second tier. They just get like a video of my legs and pantyhose. That's all they get. There's nothing like non-sexual. And I think my last tier, which I have nobody for that one, it says I notice people like to play video games because I also have a video game channel. That's kind of pantyhose related, not really, but like I do. There's one section that's probably the most famous is I look for games that give you customization of your character for pantyhose. Like there's a character creator and one of the things is pantyhose. I'll make a video about it. My last tier is all the same things the other tiers give you, but you can play games with me. So far, nobody's no, I don't have a Patreon for that tier. So like I said, for me it's easy because I don't have like 100 patrons, so I don't lose my way. So but I can see it definitely like who gets this, who gets that. If you have like 100 or a lot of patrons, and it could definitely get confusing.
Yeah, I never had that. I never had like 100 people, but I think that at one point I had quite a few. And I have like on my Patreon, I had tiers in terms of I think I had like a $5 tier and then the $25 tier. And the $5 tier was for like all of my other stuff. So like all my other YouTube stuff, they would like get first peek. And funny enough, I never ever had anybody subscribe to that. I think I might have had one or two people subscribe to that level. And then my $25 level was the one that had all of my tights content. And that
Ah,
was the one that most people were subscribed to. But I had a really hard time with organizing it and having consistent content just because of the way that their content manager, like the way that the platform is. I really struggled with like planning out my posts and everything. So I don't know, maybe I'll go back and give it a second chance, but I just haven't. Maybe I just get away, like I just do away with the whole, $5 tier to begin with, since nobody was really that interested in it.
yeah, that sounds like a plan. If nobody was subscribing to it, might as well not even have it.
Yeah, and I could drop my price. I do think that $25 is quite a high price, but
I mean, you do
I
have
don't know. I put so much work into my content, right? It takes like creating content is hours of work.
oh yeah, like even editing like a small 15-20 minute video, that's probably double that to the editing, finding the information, recording it, making the
Yeah, the
thumbnail.
amount of time that it takes to the amount of time that it takes to record. I mean, you have to set up your entire background, you have to set up your lights, like you really have to do everything, because you can't like I don't, like my production isn't low quality. Like I have really good cameras and I have really good lighting. So I have to set all of that stuff up and then you record it. Well, putting on all of the tights and everything, doing my hair, doing my makeup, all of that takes time. Making sure that my nails are neat and nice and, my toenails are nice and cut, or, I've gotten a, pedicure. And then the amount of times that it takes to edit, right? Because if you think about the amount that you're filming. I know for me, I pretty much like only cut about 10% of what I filmed, but that's still I have to go through every single bit of the footage. I mean, sometimes I take a video that's 8 minutes and I cut it down to 4 or 5 minutes.
Hmm.
And so it's like that all of that editing that takes place, plus then like, adding whatever background noise that you want to add or text or whatever, and then uploading that onto a hard drive, and then from the hard drive uploading that into whatever you're putting in. So, whether it be OF, whether it be, Patreon or YouTube, that all takes time, plus making your thumbnail and then doing the description. It's a lot of work.
I know, definitely, but it's unfortunately sometimes people see like a 3 minute video or a 4 minute video. It's only a 4 minute video. I'm like, yeah.
I know. Or
I,
for me, it's like, when I put out photo sets, I like to do at least 10 images in the photo set. And if I do less than that, I do get comments like why are there so few photos in here or whatever. I mean, sometimes I put out photo sets that are 25 photos. If I'm having a particularly good day or a pair of tights looks really good on me, I'll post all the photos. But I take at least 50 photos per pair of tights. So then I have to go in and I have to filter through all those photos and then do any like I don't really do a whole lot of editing. Like I never Photoshop. I more of like change the cropping or make it brighter or less bright depending. So like all of that stuff. So it's like each image is like perfectly crafted to my aesthetic.
yeah, it's definitely because I'm like, to be honest, I was one of those people when I wasn't doing content creation. Like, oh, it's only a 5 minute video, but now that I'm content creator, even though no, not a big one, but even though like I can see all the editing, the finding the information, sometimes even writing a script because I have a problem, tendency to stutter. So I had this one video that I actually did a script, and that even during the recording, I'm like, no, I don't like this. I had to redo the script, and then it's a lot of work. Like even the
Oh
smallest,
yes.
even like the shortest video takes you just double that. So if it was a video is like five, double it the editing, double it again for finding the information, double it again for doing the thumbnail, which is important. Because I had videos that did bad, and I made a better thumbnail, and then like it rocketed it to okay, like okay, I can see the difference. I can see what between the difference between a bad thumbnail and a good thumbnail.
Yeah, definitely thumbnail creating has been a huge challenge for me. And that's something that my social media manager, like, she's really come into clutch because she taught me how to use this whole program, which has been so incredibly helpful. So like I feel like my Tights Talk Tuesday videos are like my favorite thumbnails. I am obsessed with those thumbnails. I just think that they look amazing. So I feel like I've really stepped up my thumbnail game.
Oh, definitely me. What I've been doing is going back and redoing old thumbnails that weren't the
Yeah,
greatest.
I've definitely done that too.
Yeah.
They're like so embarrassingly bad.
I definitely have like a uniform thing. My favorite color is purple. So like unless it's like a special occasion, like I have another series that unfortunately hasn't been doing great called Picks of the Week. This is regular like if there's a theme. This particular one is Hooters. Hooters is associated with orange. So
Hmm.
I made the border orange. Because it's Hooters pick of the week, which is just a random safe for YouTube pictures uploaded like in succession. And yeah, definitely step up my thumbnail game. But it's basically purple border and something that's related to the theme of the video, and then pantyhose sock, real small. I used to think, oh, I need pantyhose sock to be real big, to get in there, and what would be happening, it'll obscure the picture in the back, and then like I definitely reverse that. Pantyhose sock, you can sometimes you can barely see it, but it's there. So I learned a lot. I've learned a lot going just making content.
Yeah, content creation is definitely not for the lighthearted.
No, no,
I
it's
feel
not.
like people think that like that, oh, I could just get into it. It's totally fine. Like I could make a living off of social media. And the reality of the situation is that no, you really can't unless you put a lot of work into it. It's not something that you could just pick up and then all of a sudden you're a millionaire from, just posting on Instagram
Yeah,
or whatever. It's so much work and you really have to love what you're making
yeah.
or
That's
else you just don't feel the passion for it and you don't want to do it anymore.
that's definitely the key. To anyone listening that wants to do it, if you don't have a passion for it, like don't even bother. If you is, I mean, there are some small percentage of people that do it just because for the money and it works out for them, but that's a small percentage. Hell, it's even a small percentage of people that love whatever the X team and make it. Quote unquote make it. It's like 30% of YouTubers are made it, and out of 30% of out of God knows how many people who upload on YouTube.
Yeah, I started on YouTube I think in 2016
Oh,
and it's taken me a long time to build up my following or my subscribers. And even now, I find that I go through times where I have a lot of growth, and then I go through times where I have no growth. And if you're not passionate about what you're doing, it's really easy to look at that and just be like, oh, nobody cares about my content anymore. I'm not growing anymore. There's no point in me doing this anymore. It's really the perseverance and the love that you put into it.
oh yeah, yeah. Hell, my channel's like small, and I've been through all those emotions, unfortunately, which is not something I wish on anybody. But yeah, oh, why this video got this view on that video got this view? I've been there, and I'll admit to something like I seen like sometimes I like check or quote unquote the competition. So I just write pantyhose on YouTube and see what's going on. And there will be some channels that have way views, and all they do is upload pictures, which is fine. We all admire nice pictures of nice ladies and guys in pantyhose, and that's all. That's all their channel is. And I'm like, wait, I'm putting all this work, looking into the bios of models who basically did this for a living, fetish models, and they got this view, and this guy's just posting pictures of like from Google and getting that many views. It's not for the like you have to be mentally strong not to fall into that trap.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I compare myself to other creators all the time, creators that them and I started at the same time. And for a long time, we had similar numbers. And then all of a sudden, their content skyrockets and mine doesn't. And I'm like, well, what does this mean? Like, do people not like me? Do they like that person more? Do my videos suck? Like, it's all just it's very competitive, the world of social media.
Yeah, definitely.
And so you really have to be strong-willed and want to succeed because it's easy to just give up.
Most definitely. Yeah, it's not like I said. I'll admit just to see that, so people can see that I've been through it. That whole pick of the pictures of the week section just came from that because I was just basically jealous. I was jealous of people whose whole YouTube channel is just posting pictures of nice ladies in pantyhose. And granted, they probably can't monetize it because YouTube. That's another thing. YouTube is really uh hard on adult, even though we don't do it's not really adult theme, but it's really close, like adjacent adult theme.
Mhm.
So I don't think even then they're. I mean, that's props to them. They probably is doing it because they love pantyhose. But again, me and you are trying to make it like a side job. So yeah.
Oh yeah, we were talking about in the interview on your channel that my content used to get strikes all the time.
For real.
Just for posting like, something that a smaller figured creator would post and it wouldn't be a problem on their page. But because I am curvier, I have problems on my page where my content will get um, demonetized because it's considered to be too sexual. And
Uh,
so I do have to be super careful. And thankfully, that doesn't happen to me so much anymore. I think because the amount of times that I fought fought it before, and then would win like my case and get my videos monetized again. That it hasn't been as much of a problem, but I definitely struggled for a while when I first started doing tights content for sure.
Oh yeah, that's definitely another thing. Another thing that we have to be worried about since our like I said our themes are a bit adult adjacent, so we have to worry. Since I'm not monetized yet, hopefully soon. I have to deal with the age restriction, which unfortunately, I remember I asked ahead if I could do like a pics of the week of you.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, that was like 2 days ago. I got age restricted. I'm like, really? None of your pictures are sexual. I'm like, oh, whatever. Like YouTube is really I sometimes like YouTube.
Yeah, I definitely had a lot of issues, like issues to the point where I would cry about it because I would feel like, well, like what's wrong with me type of thing, where it's like, really, there's nothing wrong with me.
No, that's not
There's
that.
nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with my content. It's just that sometimes people get lucky and the algorithm is really good to them, and sometimes people are not lucky. I've had months where I've made hundreds and hundreds of dollars on YouTube, like to the point where I was like, I am making as much money on YouTube as I am making at my day job. But the problem is that YouTube is not consistent.
No, it's not.
And
Unfortunately.
so I made hundreds and hundreds of dollars one month, and then the next month I made, I don't know, probably nothing, and then I didn't get a paycheck for a couple of months from YouTube, right? Because when you get monetized, you have to hit a certain level, or you have to hit a certain amount of money in order to actually get a transfer from them.
Oh yeah.
And there's some months where I don't make that. And so I don't get a transfer from them until I make that. And some months I make it and I'm getting paid like, every other week.
oh yeah. That sounds like Twitch. I'm pretty sure. All actually no. Patreon doesn't have a limit. You could. I think only the limit is $2 to get a payout. Subscribe Star,
Yeah.
which is basically Patreon competitor. I think their limit you have to have at least $50 to get your payout. Twitch does the same thing. Twitch is actually 100. If you don't have 100, you can have $99 there. But if it's not 100, you can't transfer it to your bank.
Yeah. OF is they don't have a limit. So if I had $20 in there, I could transfer out $20.
That's nice. Yeah, I
Yeah.
I, I give Patreon the same thing. You can have my last. I'll say fuck it. It's only $5. So boom, that went to fucking. That's a burger at least. So I give Patreon that you don't have a limit on how, or it's like very low, it's like cents. Because I transfer even less than $5 sometimes.
Yeah, the only thing with OF is that I can't transfer anything less than $1. So I
Okay,
can't transfer, like, if it's under $1, I can't transfer that out.
that's fine
Which
then.
is fine because that's usually not a problem for me on my paid page. On my free page, it can be, but I don't really consider my free page to be like, just any extra money I make on my free page is awesome. I really do rely on the money I make from my paid page.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah, and sometimes I usually don't have a problem with that page. So,
well, that's good. But yeah, content creation it's not for everybody. I mean, unless you know you're doing it for fun, which I have pages which are just for fun. My gaming page, I don't expect to go anywhere with my gaming. My gaming channel is just for me. I guess because it is fun trying to see you're gaming with other people, so that's why I do it. But I definitely treat my Pantyhose page a bit different than my gaming page, YouTube.
hmm, yeah.
So that's why when I get like an age restriction, I'm like, oh god damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, when I get demonetized, it definitely takes a bit of my soul with it.
I think you and every YouTuber.
Yeah, any content that gets demonetized, I'm like, my goodness, really? And
As
then you have to fight it, and then sometimes most of the times I've won the case, and sometimes, there's been once or twice where I haven't, and I'm just like, and I know better, that for next time I'll do things a little bit different.
but sometimes you know, like I seen like your pictures, because your pick of the week was the last, like I said, the last video that got age restricted. I got like four now, which is fine. Four out of how many videos I have? 40 around there. It's not bad. But
Hmm.
I was super careful. I'm super careful with every single picture that goes up. But sometimes YouTube doesn't care. And to be fair, the first two age restricted I got, I did fight. But like I kid you not, 5 seconds later, nope, this is age restricted and you can't fight it again. So the last two, I'm like, fuck, I'm like, there's no point. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm a small YouTuber. They're not gonna give two shits. So fuck it. Go ahead.
Yep. The way YouTube works, it's not just YouTube, it's like, all the social medias. So,
Yeah, definitely. Well, to be fair, once that's why I in our last interview, I encouraged you to make a alternate page, like well, not make upload to a YouTube competitor. I have this my Pantyhose sock has a Rumble. It's not up to date. It's only like a couple of videos behind, but they actually and they monetize right away. You don't have to have like 100 subs or whatever. If
I did Odyssey.
oh, how did that go?
I don't know.
Wait, have you been
I
checking it?
started it.
Okay.
No, I have not checked it. I
Okay.
I did link my YouTube, but yeah,
Well,
that's pretty much it. I haven't done anything else.
if you put in the option that when you upload to YouTube, it goes straight to Odyssey, you probably don't have to worry about it
But
as
I have
much.
no idea. I have no idea if I have subscribers on there. I have no idea about any of that. So,
Well, the thing is, like, it's really people are really what do you call that? Creatures of habit, and it's to get people to go to another platform is like, oh, it's like pulling teeth. It's like
yeah,
there's really no point. That I really do like Rumble just for that fact that I can just upload and monetize right away.
yeah.
That sounds this is great. Like you don't have to hit like a certain plateau, which is I think that they're doing that to attract people. But even then, like I know I try to search others people like big YouTubers alternative and to see how they're doing. So like if they can get into it, yeah, then maybe I could do it. But even the big YouTubers, they compare to the big YouTubers and on their alternative like their Odysseys, they're like. They're like me trying to start on YouTube. Is people are it's like people like I said, people are creatures of habit, and even trying to get them to another platform is like pulling teeth. So
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. But I think that there's this whole thing where it's like people are frustrated with YouTube, and there's this whole thing like, oh, YouTube is dying, YouTube is a dying art form. But where are they going to go after that? It's like, okay, so if YouTube is dying, where are you going to get these long form videos? Because
exactly.
I don't know any other thing that's doing it the same way. And so I'm like, maybe I do need to do you think that Odyssey is going to do better, or do you think Rumble is going to do better?
Uh I to be honest, seeing how they work, I like I said, I think Rumble will probably have the best chance, even though I wouldn't count out Odyssey, because the thing is like they know that YouTube is the biggest, and so they make it easy for you to transfer like your videos. Like you can link your YouTube to both of them. My only problem is that every time I try that, like my videos are out of they go out of order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, try to Odyssey, same thing happened. All my videos were out of order. I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it manually. Did the same thing with Rumble. Same thing happened. Like my introduction video was like the last video, and my fucking last video on YouTube it was the first video there. I'm like, whatever. That's like the only frustration I have. Maybe I'm just bad at it or I have bad luck. But personally, I think Rumble, if it has a chance, probably does have the better chance of the two. Just like, just for the fact that you can just make money right away. You don't have to hit like a plateau to get
Hmm.
monetized. That's a very big incentive to people. Like, oh shit, let me upload here. But to Odyssey defense, I think they do crypto stuff, and I'm not into crypto. I'm not smart enough for crypto, so
Oh yeah, I'm not. I don't crypto either.
yeah, that's why. That's like to be fair, and I layout wise, they're like the same. I give them the same grade layout wise. So like whatever. I don't think But yes, for like I said, it's just the fact that you can make if you're big enough, if you get big enough in Rumble, you can right away start making money.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, I
I'll have
find
to
it.
check it out.
But yeah,
It's okay. I need to wrap it up and head home soon. So
oh, you're not at home.
I'm not. Actually at my studio.
Oh damn. Oh, that's a nice convenient.
Yeah.
As you can hear, I'm at home, and unfortunately, my room is not
Yeah, I
soundproof.
have a I have a whole separate studio from where I used to have my studio at my house, but then I had an opportunity to get into a bit of a bigger space.
Nice.
And I took the opportunity and it's been working quite well for me. But my dogs are with me and they're going to want to eat pretty soon. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And this was awesome. I love discussing all things hosiery with you.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
so much fun. And thank you for joining me on my channel. And yeah, have a really great day, you guys. Bye.
Bye.